Hello everybody, welcome to episode 10 of the Digimon IC series. And as you know, in this episode we are starting off with a new Digimon, because we are now back at egg stage. Just because I had to go sit down and learn a bunch of things about this device, and because in my last run I was kind of having struggles towards the end with Rosemon and stuff like that. I've learned a few things. Some people were having to explain stuff to me and stuff like that. So I've learned some things. I've learned what to do this time around, and I've learned and sat down and looked into things. So in this run, we'll be probably aiming more for the whole Galmon experience. As you know, and I really like Galmon as a Digimon, so I was like, you know what, let's do it that way instead of the usual styles or whatever. But we have our egg here, which looks amazing. I mean, look at this egg. It's beautiful. By the way, this thing is like the worst thing or whatever when it dies, because it takes forever for it to die, and it also will sit down and scream for like a solid minute. And that was just a whole entire giant pain. Like, it was a huge pain. So, just fun with that, I guess. But overall, that's pretty much all that's going on with that for right there. But let's get on to the device itself. But before we do that, I'm going to place one thing down right in the background over here. It is a random box. I know what's inside the box, but we'll show it off towards the end of the video, because I'll be honest, with these like first stage, baby stage videos, they're usually kind of boring. So we're going to open up this box towards the end of the video or whatever, when I'm done talking about random stuff. But yeah, figured hype that up or whatever, put in the background. Don't know what's all written on the box. It's just a random box that got shipped in. I took off whatever shipping labels and stuff like that. But we have the box right here, and now it's just filled with weird stuff on the side. Don't know what any of this is. Doesn't have anything to retain to me, though. So that is the good part. It's just whoever shoved it in a box. But, there we go. So let's get on to Digimon itself. So we have an egg here. The Caesar is going to use A and B, or A and C as a combination. So I guess we'll find out real quickly. We'll try A and B first. Restart. Yes. There we go. So that's pretty easy. And now we get to sort of have the whole, like, little waiting process here for this little digital egg here. But I will explain. This time around, we'll be going for the whole Galmon evolution. So I'll be using this wonderful beast trip here, because it's an easy way to get beast data. And we'll just go through that whole wondrous world of getting digital power and stuff like that. So we'll be placing that on the top or whatever, and getting that all set up. So nothing much going on just yet. So it looks like we're going to have to wait just a little bit of time. So we sit down and waiting for this device to hatch, which usually is quick. It might make us wait a little bit. I forgot how long it took last time. I don't think it took too long last time, but we will be getting to it soon. Just have to wait on it. Have to keep waiting on this device. Waiting on the power that is held inside of this digital device. But overall, not too bad. We're just chilling with Digimon. Oh, there we go. There is the egg. And bam, look at that. It is a Digimon. So, first off, we're going to do some bit of food here, because, you know, that's the one item that we do actually have to kind of give it in this device. So I'm going to do 4 pieces right now. And it's just a little Botamon. So this evolution path, like I said, I'll be taking it down the whole beast route, which was the whole fun of this. So we're going to go down here. And I learned this time around that you were actually supposed to give beast data very early on. So we'll be doing that in this time around. So we're going to sit down and give some beast data. So here's our beast data. It's already filled up with stuff because I get the maximum of 9 or whatever. But there we go. We're going to give some beast data to it. And just keep on with that. So I think it shows us what all of our data is going to be currently. Yeah. So we are already going towards the, I think, Wanyamon? It might be Kapurimon. I forget which Digimon it is. But it is a blue-looking cat thing, and we'll be going towards that. You see the little tail already forming and stuff like that, and the 2 little ears. But we'll be doing that a little bit. We'll do, like, one more little beast data. Maybe we got a bunch of data choices here. But yeah, we'll do one more beast data. I'm not too worried about wasting beast data, because like I said, we have the infinite amount of chips already here to already use a bunch of this whole little fun here. But as you know, it is back to the baby stages, which means we can't do any of like the competitive stuff yet. As you see here, if we do that, it's going to be like, no. But we do have, I think, the minigame stuff, so let's mess around with some of the minigames while we're at it. Especially the poop one here, because I don't think I did this properly the first time. So as you see, we're just waiting for whatever to come across the screen and just dodge the poops. Dodging the poops! Dodging the poops. Dodging, 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 dodging the poops. We're dodging some poops. Dodging some poops. And just, this is pretty much the whole mini game for right now. Just gotta keep dodging some poops. And yeah, pretty much the evolution's dictated by the whole giving, just like, whatever, chips or whatever. So this device is kind of like weird with how its evolutions work. I don't know if it's my favorite of the devices, really. I do like this device, it's just not my favorite with how evolution's kind of done in this. I think the whole reliability concept is cool, but I feel like it should be like a bit more of a, I don't know, maybe like some permanent things to it. I don't know, it's hard to describe. I like it, and then like I don't like it at times. Like, it's very weird. I don't know, it's like one of those things where it's like, I still say Tamagotchi connections are a bit better than this. It's just cool to have the whole concept in a non, like, Tamagotchi form or whatever. Like, I'd love to see more of those, like, Tamagotchi concepts come into play with other devices. So hopefully that happens one day. And we got 50p out of that. And of course, as you know from the last few times we played this, the other mini-games are just kind of basic stuff. You got the little data charge game here, which is just like the whole DMX game, where training menu, I guess you can say, where it's just you hitting a certain point on the screen. Though, unlike the DMX, it does actually get harder. Because in the DMX, it doesn't really get hard, it kind of gets easier as you go forward, because of the whole level ups or whatever. Which makes sense, that's the whole purpose of that device. The grind is supposed to get, like, easier with the level ups and stuff. At some point I need to run the DMX on this channel. I guess I should do that, but I want to get, like, one more DMX. Because I have, like, an original unit, and then I have, like, the redone American version. And, the original version has, like, a horrible screen like this device, but, like, it's way worse. Like, the contrast is, like, super low. So I need to get me another, like, basic DMX type device again. I won't have to worry about that with the DMX2, because I didn't buy in the original ones for the DMX2. So, I'm glad about that. Though I think the original DMX2 had a screen that was too light instead. I don't know. DMX, like, went through many screen revisions. It's kind of weird, since, like, the Pendulum 20th had, like, a really good screen. But then, like, the DMXs, like, had some really weird screens. I know you can sit down and mod the originals with, like, a 20th model or whatever, which I have not done that yet, just because, to be honest, at this point, it's just one of those things where it's like, I could sit down and easily do that, but I really don't want to take apart a DM20th. I actually kind of like DM20th. I like them a bit more than the Xs, so I guess that's the reason why I haven't done that yet. But here we are with the wonderful IC. So not much goes on during this process, and that's the whole reason why I decided to grab a box for today, because we're just kind of waiting for evolution to happen, which takes kind of a bit of time, and we'll not be sitting here with the whole bit of time or whatever to mess around with that. But, so I figure towards the end of the episode we'll do a little cut-in or whatever, and we'll show off the whole moment, which is another reason why this episode, like, took a little bit of time to make, because one, I had to wait for it to die. And then I was like, this episode's going to be really boring if I don't have, like, something else to do in this episode. So that's the reason why we got the wonderful box here. So we had to mess around with a little bit of stuff. But I guess now it's time to go mess around with the box here, because I think overall nothing much is going to happen yet. Well, we'd have to give it some food a little bit. So let's get some food out. And there we go. So yeah, pretty much just going to chill out with the wonderful Wanyamon here. And since we've already given it some beast data, we don't have to worry too much about it. But like I said, if we need more beast data, we can sit down, take this little chip here, go into this little menu, and just charge it up like this. Oh, is that not the right proper way? Nope, I had to flip it actually, that's the reason why. And there you go. Should just... yeah, there we go. Pretty simple. Just gotta take one of these IC plates. And that's pretty much it for that fun right there. And that's an easy way to restoring it, which if I went down this pathway this time, instead of trying to sit down and farm points here. Because, like, this whole method is cool or whatever, like farming through, like, the digital touch or whatever. It just takes a while if you don't know the patterns, which is kind of a bit of a pain. We got cake, though. Yay about cake. Because cake is actually really helpful in this device. But, Cake gives reliability, if anyone's curious. It also gives you some weight, so you do have to tone down your weight after the fact. But overall, Cake is actually really nice for like just basic little management stuff. So if you make any mistakes, you easily fix it with Cake, which is kind of nice. Which, hey, that works kind of like that in real life, because like if you have any problems, go have a Cake. We have our wonderful knife here. So as you know, we're gonna put the device to the side for right now and go open this box, because this box is holding something special, which is super exciting to me. So y'all probably might be like, really, got another one of these? And that's probably y'all's response. Or for those who are like crazy Digimon fans like me, then y'all probably know the excitement about getting another one of these. And I was super excited to actually get another one. For a really good price as well, because I was kind of shocked when it popped up. But as we open it up, just grab the bubble wrap, which is just a giant wad. It's just hilarious. And I guess we have to figure out how to undo the wad. Undo the wad! What is inside the bag, you may be wondering? We have... grab it. And here we go! It is another pendulum cycle, which is super exciting for me, because I was really wanting to grab another one of these. I don't know if this thing actually works or not. I'm super okay with sitting down, opening it up or whatever. Let's grab the random screwdriver I have right over here. I know I could have grabbed out my whole like kit or whatever, but I didn't do that because I didn't feel like it. Also, make sure y'all do actually remember to kind of grab these, take out your batteries and stuff. Because if you leave batteries in, they can corrode. Especially these type, like... I know people always, like, will sit there and argue that, like, these barely corrode or whatever. These things do corrode. They very much do. I've seen it many times. I saw, like, a message on Reddit or whatever, and people were trying to argue with whoever that CR2032s don't corrode. They do corrode. I've had it happen many times. So make sure to take out your batteries. Man, how many times do I have to unscrew this? Does not come out as nicely as the original. Well, not the original, my other one. Do I need like a flathead or something? Might have to use a flathead. Which we do actually have one right here, because a lot of times I do actually try prying out things. This is probably the best place to do this. And there we go. Finally comes out. So take this out. And looking pretty nice. The lid here is also looking pretty nice too. Not too bad. The screw is in nice condition. A lot nicer condition than the last one I had, because the last one I actually had to clean up quite a bit. Hopefully this battery didn't corrode or anything. It did not. It is dead though. It is very dead. Like, this is one of the this is one of the batteries that they used to throw in like some of the older devices. I can always tell. Yeah, because I think that's a Mac. Yeah. It pooped! By the way, make sure to clean up your poop as quickly as possible on the IC, or that is actually a way to get your reliability to drop lower, is by not cleaning up the poop quickly. So I guess good fact for those who are curious. But yeah, so this battery is one of them older ones. I think this is like one of the originals, actually. I forget. I know Maxwell is like one of the weird battery people they used to use on some of these older devices, so I'm kind of curious. But let's pop in a bit of a better battery. So I'm kind of curious if this actually works or not. It works! I do need to use some polywatch on the screen, but man, this screen is much nicer than the other one I have. So yeah, that is it for that little device. So this is a version 7. In my last video, it did mess up with the device versions. So if we take out my other device here, this is a version 8. So it also needs a lot of polywatch or whatever. This one's not as bad as this one. But this is a version 8, and this is a version 7. It shows weirdly version 7 monsters on the case. It does not even have these monsters on the inside, apparently. This is a version 8, funnily enough. So that means this is a Nightmare Soldiers. And this one is the Deep Savers. There is no Nature Spirits or whatever. They never did a Nature Spirits, because in Australia they had the version 6. So, they never got that wonderful device. gonna sit down and screw this back in. I'm super excited that this all works properly. Whee! There we go. But yeah, we also got to look inside the device as well. Like, this is such a cool device. Super excited to have 2 of these. And at some point, we'll be doing a series on these devices. I'm just super excited to actually have it. These devices have such nice pendulums, too. They're very weird. Like, it's so weirdly cool to have it all set up like this. But yeah, now we have 2 pendulum cycles. And they both actually have different... Or no, not this one, huh? I thought they'd had different keychains. I know in some of the later cycles, they actually don't have this type of keychain. They have a different type of keychain on it. So it's kind of interesting. The whole cycle line is like a very interesting, like, hey, let's do something, but a little bit different. Like, hey, let me copy your homework meme or whatever. But this time in Digimon sort of stylings. I'm super excited to have another one, and this one is in a very nice condition. And surprisingly, it was cheaper than this one, which I'm super glad that I managed to get both of these for like a really good price. So, super excited there. I managed to pick this one up because it popped up on eBay, like, an hour after the whole, like, whatever, I'm trying to think, after, like, the Godzilla pre-orders opened up, like, the Godzilla and D3 or whatever. Well, not hour after, like, a little bit after. So, that meant no one was paying attention to this device when it popped up. I saw it, I sent it an offer immediately, and I just took it up like that. Because, to be honest... that was the reason why my D3 pre-order was like a week after, was because I saw this and I was like, I need this now, because I knew the D3 could wait. This was one of those moments where it's like, this can't wait. This is probably one of my only times to actually get another one of these devices for like cheaper than like $200, and super excited about that. I like had a, it was still like expensive. These devices are very, very expensive. Usually, like, if you look them up on eBay, you see them going for, like, $200 to, like, I've seen $900 for, like, a boxed one. So, I managed to get this one for, like, $100. The white unit I have was, like, $160 I paid or whatever. So, not cheap, but I'm super glad to have them off my list, because this is just, like, one of those things where it's, like, trying to get these devices is already a bit harder. I'm so glad I didn't have to pay the like $200 or $300 pricing. So super glad about that. I'm actually going to put that in the back right now because that is super cool to me. But I'm just super excited about that. Also, is it the Maxwell? No, where's the Maxwell battery? I need to throw away that Maxwell. If I don't, then I'm going to try using that next time. And I'm going to be super confused. Yeah, there's a Maxwell battery. Look, and you can see my face. My ugly face in it. There we go. But, yeah, so super excited about the cycle. It is a really cool device. I would show it off and compare it to whatever version of a Digimon that I have, which I guess I could compare it to an original pendulum. I don't have a Deep Savers pendulum, surprisingly enough. I guess I could compare it to a Nightmare Soldiers this time around. But, yeah, I do actually have Nightmare Soldiers. And I see they're pretty much a little bit... So they're supposed to be, like, very similar in design, but they are very much not in ways. There's some very big differences, which we'll see in the series when I do it later on. I still need to do like an original Pendulum series too, so at some point we need to do that. We've done a Pendulum Color one and a Pendulum 20th, so I guess at some point we need to do an original Pendulum, which is very... I don't know why I've been waiting on doing a Pendulum series. I think it's just because I know it's going to be a very long series if I ever do a Pendulum series. Same with like the original Digimon bricks. I sort of like did one with the Wonder Swan, with, like, a version 1 and, I think, what was it? A version 3 I used? It might have been a version 4. But, I need to go back and do one on the original Digimon bricks as well. Just because of how, like, many of those things exist. Because there was, like, separate versions and stuff. I know a lot of Digimon fans already know this. But I know some Tamagotchi fans are on there. So, like, they do different versions of Digimon. And, that's just... There's just a lot of those different versions out there. For the original bricks. Like, that's how they kind of just sat down and organized the whole brick structure of the devices, which is kind of crazy to think about that. Sorry, I'm going to keep looking at this like an awestruck, because it's just such, like, a big thing to, like, cross out of my list or whatever. For me, at least. Like, there's just... It's crazy to have 2 of the devices that I've been hunting for so long. Which I probably said that many times this year, or, like, last year as well, because... For years, my biggest goals was a Pendulum Progress and a Pendulum Cycle. And, well, a Pendulum Cycle or Pendulum Progress 3.0. And now I sit down and have those devices, which is crazy to me. Been a Digimon fan since like 2014, so it's been like a 10-year hunt for them. And unlike most of the people who got into Digimon, I got in through the V-Pits. Like, someone showed off a video of like two progresses fighting, and that's the day I got into Digimon. Yeah, so the whole journey of Digimon started thanks to a YouTube channel that was showing off two Pendulum progresses fighting each other. And then after that, I watched more battle videos, which I remember some of them. Like, I do remember some of the YouTubers, and some of them are still available online, which I'm super glad about. I think I need to show that off one day, find the video, and, like, share it around or whatever. But, super excited to have a bunch of those devices all set up. It's just crazy to me to have, like, a complete progress set, and then now, like, having two of the cycles here. I doubt I'll ever own a complete cycle set, because, to be honest, cycles get more and more expensive. I have the earlier versions, and they're already, like, if you look at standard pricing for the cycles, this is the cheapest one, usually, and half the time it pops up on eBay for, like, $200 to $300. I gladly did not pay that much, which is crazy. And then, weirdly, it's usually very hard to get some of these Australian exclusive devices, or Australian/Korean exclusive type things. Well, I don't know if Korea had to deal with these. I don't know if Korea had these devices. It might have been some other part of Asia. But, some of these devices are really hard to get a hold of. So, it's just, like, so no matter what, like, you always end up, like, you either get to wait a really long time for a good deal, or you just have to sit down and pay the overly exorbitant prices, which kind of sucks. Like, not my favorite part of that. And we'll go back to the Bodemon here, just because I need to check stats to make sure he's not going down any other weird evolution pathway. No, we are good still. And we're going to do a little time break here, because, to be honest, I figured we'll do a little time break, we'll come back with the whole, like, little evolution, and pretty much have episode 1 at least sat down properly. Because currently it is 3:58, so we'll be back in just a little bit of time. Well, for y'all, it will be, like, a snap. For me, it'll be, like, chilling with my Digimon, sitting down playing video games, or me sitting down and gushing over this device, which will probably happen. I will do that sometimes. My girlfriend gets to deal with me gushing over a device for, like, an hour. Like, y'all only see a little bit of the excitement. Like, I'll sit down and have, like, major moments of, like, being, like, crazy excited for a really long amount of time. I'll put that in the protective drawer for right now. Because for those who don't know, I have, like, a whole drawer set up, like, right next to me that's filled with Digimon and Tamagotchis. And that's just how I kind of store them currently. Not my favorite method of storage, but for right now, I think it does the best. But yeah, I'm going to come back in a little bit, and we'll see you all in just a few minutes. So, woohoo! Hello, everybody. We are back with the IC right here. And, as you know, the IC has evolved. We now have a Wanyamon. So we're going to go here. Gonna do the push-up button, because I forgot to do this earlier in the other evolution. I am sorry, y'all. But you already know what a Bodemon looks like, so it's okay. And man, look at that. It's adorable. I love it. Let's do it again. I like how it actually does a full-on flip, too. Like, come on, man. That's just... one more time for us. Flip! Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. Man, sorry, I'm out of breath. That's all the time I was like, I need to run upstairs. And I ran upstairs. Because my recording setup is upstairs. Which is a pain for me, because that means I'm like, I ran out of breath really quickly. Blah. Blah, 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 blah. I am horribly out of shape. I really need to get back into doing some exercise, which I will be doing soon, because I have reasons to be exercising again. Because besides me being horribly flat, or I mean not flat, fat, there we go, the vet also said I need to make my animal lose some weight, so we'll be doing that pretty soon. Well, not soon, I've already been doing it, that's the reason why, like, a certain series will be coming back soon, because I need to start exercising again. I also need to start exercising with my dog again. So, it's time for us to lose weight. Because me and my dog are fat. We're both fat people. fat creatures. Well, my dog ain't that fat. My dog's only like a little bit fat, but we are gonna fix our situations and become a little bit more skinny. But besides that, we'll be talking about the IC again, because this has been a weird episode. So yeah, we are now at this whole little evolution stage here, a wonderful thing. This guy can fight, by the way. We're just not going to, because still Baby 2 is not that great for fighting. There's our little thing here. Kind of curious if we still have money. So do we still have money? Yes, we do! So sweet. So I'm going to check the shop real quickly, because I feel like checking the shop probably the smart move for right now. And I already did give out some beast chips, by the way. So this should be going to Galmon. So we should be doing pretty good. Gonna give a bit of food out, though. And there we go. So Galmon will be achieved. And not Chumon. I thought about staying with Chumon. But I decided against it, because I was like, let's go Galmon. Chumon would have been the funny option. I just didn't do the funny option. But yeah, let's go check our shop options here. So I think I've learned that certain items can be acquired for like evolution or whatever. So no Boncho, Leomon, sadly, you apparently need a second device for that, which is okay by me, because that means when I do revisit the IC with the 20X, that means I can sort of do like a whole like 2-run device or whatever. I don't know. Maybe like how the first run be like a little bit basic, not after that be like 2 runs or something. I don't know. But we have some different items here. So let's see. I want to check this one, because I don't know if these have the things I'm needing. So this item we're going to try buying during this run, which is really expensive, but I'm going to be trying to save up money for that and try getting up to that item. So that'll be our main item right there, is the whole little, this weird looking thing. We also have a little platinum poop thing here, which one of these 2 items I'm going to be aiming for, because these are one of the evolution items. The rest of the items, this is a level reverse, so it's actually going to bring us down a level. And this one is like some weird item. The next one over is another weird item. But besides that, we're going to be using this item right here to get the evolution I'm kind of wanting. Or this item. Kind of depends on how much money we have towards the end of the series. But that's the items we'll be going for this series. And then for the rest of them, this is a ticket to fight a Digimon. And this is another ticket to fight Digimon. Though, even though this shows a little Guilmon sign right there, it's not a Guilmon, apparently. You're going to fight Alphamon in this weird setup, which is kind of weird. Besides that, we have a shop here, which has all of our weirder items that we already have the main ones for. And of course, we have the random stuff. Which, nope, that's not it. Is this our weird weapon shop? No. Is this the weapon shop? Yep. So, we have our weird weapon stuff here, which I will probably try using towards the end of the series. Because towards the end, you apparently need to start using some of those items to actually get past things, so I'll remember to do that next time. But for right now, we have our wonderful Wanyamon, and we'll just try to keep going up to that till the end, where I'm going to try aiming for a different Digimon towards the end. So, kind of excited about that. Don't know how well that's going to work out for me. I'd like to get the guy I'm trying to go for, but who knows? Who knows how well that'll work out for me. But for right now, we'll be enjoying this Digimon right here. And tomorrow's episode will be living with Mr. Galmon. And I'm going to say from this point onwards, we should be back to just a sort of daily series thing. I'm sorry for the weird episodes this week. Wow, I just face palmed into the ground. Sorry. That just made me laugh. Man, I want to sleep like that. Like, you saw it, right? You just, like, face-palmed right into the ground. Like, that was an amazing sleep cycle. But yeah, we'll be back to doing our sort of daily episodes again, because that's the plan. I don't want to be on a weird track with things. But that's pretty much it for right now, so thank you all for watching, and I will see you all later. Bye-bye! I'm gonna go play video games now. I'm gonna go play Daytona! Let's go away.